Hey everybody. I've been talking to myself for 7 minutes. I am so sorry, you guys. I am so sorry. I uh I clicked the little thing for the countdown and then thought, "Okay, that's it. I'm live." And I saw myself on the screen and I saw myself talking and I was going through and going through and then I realized no one's saying anything back to me. This is weird. Usually people respond in some way after a minute. So, yeah, I have been talking to myself for a full 7 minutes. Um, it I kinda wish I had that recorded. Literally a full 7 minutes. So, if you saw different chats popping up on the screen, that was because I was going through and saying hi to everybody while they were not hearing me say hi back. So, good start, good start. I'm gonna try this again. Take 2, take 2. Hey, Matrix Rabbit, it's so good to see you. I'm gonna, be expedient since I'm super behind now. Hey, Sandy Wandy, thanks for being here. Hey, Mary from Blessed to Crochet. Y'all be sure to check out Matrix Rabbit's channel if you get a chance. Mary was kind enough to drop the link. He does a lot of really cool artwork with resin. And Sandy Wandy posted a new video on her channel today. So let's make sure to show her some love. Go over there and check out her work. I just subscribed. Hey, Mon. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hey, Warren. Warren is helping me think differently about mathematics just by showing up around here. It's pretty cool. It's character development for me. This would be the interesting part of the story if I were writing about this part of my life. And then she started watching math videos. Okay, Mon, if you're driving, then be safe. Don't try to chat while you're driving. Herman's cousins. Oh, there's Herman's cousins on Sandy Wandy's channel. All right. I got to check that out for sure then. Hey, Janet G. Janet G is here. Good to see you. If y'all haven't already done so, please make sure to check out the lifeboat. I think everybody in here, I know from the lifeboats, I'm sure you have. But if you're one of those like replay crew people, which I think is, first of all, awesome, welcome in replay crew. I never thought I'd have a replay crew, so you're the bomb. Um, if you've not seen the lifeboat, make sure to check it out. It's pretty great. It's how I met all these people. So go check it out. And thanks for being here also. I've deduced that there must be a replay crew because, we'll get, I think at most around 20 people in here when it's live, but then the next day it'll show that there's like, I don't know, 50 some odd views or something. So unless one person is watching it 50 times, which I guess is possible, but like, why? Unless that's the case, someone must be watching this on replay. So I'm glad you're here, replay crew. Oh, Mary, it's your Nana's grand birthday. Oh, happy birthday to my Nana, my grandmother. She would have been 101 today. Wow. Happy birthday to Mary's grandmother. That's awesome. That's amazing. And thanks for checking in. Okay. Your back's still bugging you, Matrix Rabbit. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad the headaches are improving though. That's something. And yep, I've got those pictures from the future. Mon, I'm going to show those in just a minute because they made me smile. They made me happy. See those pretty skies. Oh no, you're kidding me. Hurricane Katrina is still alive because she came through Alberta today. There was a hurricane? Holy moly. Are you okay? Are all your people okay? I'm so sorry. I don't know why, but I never thought of hurricanes in Canada. I hope everything is all right. Meanwhile, Wandy had another long and hot day of gardening. I wish I was the kind of person that gardened. I like the idea of having a really nice garden and doing it, but I haven't made the time to do it. I like the idea of it, and I like being outdoors, and I like digging in the dirt. That's kind of my thing, but I haven't made time for it. So maybe someday. Maybe someday. I don't know. I haven't managed to find the extra hour or 2 in the day yet. But I guess it's like anything, like, you swap out what you prioritize. It's just Are we back? Can you guys hear me? I'm sorry I didn't lose more of you guys. Y'all are super patient, y'all are super cool. My internet is being a not nice thing. All the cuss words. My internet is being all the cuss words. So, thanks for being here. I actually switched to my mobile hotspot. I don't know how long it's gonna last for, so, I'll try to hang out for at least an hour. Um, I don't know what the deal is with it tonight, but it's annoying as all get out. Um, I did not, curse out my computer, but I sure thought about it. I sure thought about it. And it looks like while I was frozen, people came in though. Like, that's fun. That's nice. Hey, Jason P. Good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out. Rick, did I freeze in a good pose? I mean, that would be lucky anyway. Should be in a window model. I could hold a pose. Oh, because I was frozen. It was like I was okay. I gotcha. I gotcha. All right. Well, I tried. Actually, like for unflattering facial expression, I like it when if I'm doing something like this, like I think that's fun. I think that's fun. And then you can make screenshots of it and make it my profile photo and all kinds of stuff. It's great. It's great. Um, Oh, that's right. For those of you who weren't here, Janet and Warren Shaw had a small world moment wherein some of Janet's family went to the same university, like same class, same time as Warren, and they didn't know each other before coming to hang out on this chat. So it's pretty cool stuff. Hey, Sweet Tea is here. It's so good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for being here. Glad you were posting. I'm working third shift. Ooh. I'm sorry. That's rough. Already worked my full-time job today, so I need entertainment to keep me going because I'm tired. Well, we'll do our best to be entertaining. Hopefully, I mean, I'm told sometimes my voice is sleep inducing, so we'll try not to do that while you're trying to stay awake and work. We'll try to be a little sillier tonight for you. Are you still seeing the blank screen, Sandy Wandy? I hope it worked. Hope it woke up. Okay, good. Jason P is saying he can see me as I'm catching up with the chat. I'm back a couple of minutes. Ooh, this looks interesting. Warren Schill has a video recommendation. Look up the video, The Doppler Effect. What does motion do to waves? By Alt Shift X. That sounds really interesting. Oh, all y'all said hi to me again, and y'all are so cool. Hey, Susan P. I don't think I said hi to you yet. You guys, I'm struggling tonight. First, I was supposed to go live at 11:10, and I thought I did. I set my little countdown thing, and then I just started rolling. And then I realized I was literally talking to myself for 7 solid minutes without it being live. 7 solid minutes. Like like, I didn't know I could talk to myself for 7 minutes. Apparently, I can. That is a skill that I did not know I had. I have a skill. Okay. Okay. So the Doppler effect that Warren mentioned, it's the same reason motorcycles sound lower when going away and higher when approaching. That's interesting. That's really interesting. I'll have to check. Yeah, in the same way, Matrix Rabbit is saying, I understand the concept, but no math. Yeah, like if it comes to like calculating things, that's where I get into a little bit of trouble because they have the dyscalculia thing where like if you put a bunch of numbers like on a screen or a piece of paper in front of me, I'll have a really hard time like keeping them straight. Like they'll almost like kind of start to shift and like invert, and even when I try to like rewrite them, I'll like invert them without meaning to. It's like a weird brain flip, but I can understand certain concepts when explained. So I am a fan of the calculator. It is my friend. Hey, Michael's Adventures is here. Good to see you. I'm glad you got here after all the technical difficulties, after me talking to myself for 7 minutes and the internet disconnection. So you came in at a good time. Oh. Hey, Brazy Girl is here. I'm so glad to see you. Brazy Girl, how are you? I was thinking about you the other day. We had an earlier boat tonight, and I didn't see you on it, and I was thinking of you. I was hoping you were okay. How's it going? How you doing? Talk to us. Maybe you did further down in the chat, and I'm just not caught up yet. Let's see. Let's see. Rick Spicer says, I like frozen screens. Other people's always freezes at unflattering positions. Yeah. Well, that's where the comedy is. Like, it's no fun if you freeze in a flat position like you posed for a photo. You can get that from, a selfie or whatever. We want it to freeze in a really silly position that you can then make memes about. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, good. I like this. Okay, so not necessarily a sleep induced Jason P, just relaxing. Okay, I can dig it. I can dig it. That's cool. But I would not take it as an insult if somebody fell asleep to me talking either. Not at all. Not at all. Hey, Miss Dragon is here. Good to see you, Miss Dragon. You're still awake after today, after going out into the world, into the wilderness with the kiddos. I saw I saw your video with the photos that you posted. It looked beautiful out there. It looked really beautiful. Thank you for sharing those. Y'all, Miss Dragon shared some really cool photos of the mountain like, covered in snow on her YouTube channel. You too, Warren. Well, this time it wasn't on purpose. This time I thought I was talking to the chat and you guys, but I hadn't clicked go live and I was talking to myself for 7 minutes. I think that's maybe a first for me on here. I haven't been doing this that long. I think that is the first time I have done that particular YouTube thing where you accidentally don't hit live and talk to yourself for 7 whole minutes. But Warren says I talk to myself all the time in public. All the time, sometimes in public if I don't realize I'm being watched, but I stop when I see someone watching. Yeah, sometimes it like helps to like, I don't know, like if I'm doing something complex, it helps me to work through it. Thanks, Matrix. The smooth styles. The smooth styles. I don't know. I have to find a different voice for that. That sounds more like Perfume ad or something like that. Hey, yeah. Good idea, Janet G. Tips on how to talk to ourselves in public without people thinking we are crazy. Just wear earbuds and people will think you're talking on your cell phone, says Janet G. I love this. Do you guys remember when the Bluetooth little ear things first came out? We weren't used to seeing them everywhere, or at least I wasn't used to seeing them everywhere. And it was usually just one ear. Like it was never both, usually. And I remember, like, people would not realize how loud they were when they talked on them. Like, people would talk loudly on them, and, like, people would be walking, like, sort of in my general vicinity in the parking lot on the way to the grocery store once, and he was so loud, it made me jump about a foot in the air before I realized he had one of the Bluetooth earbuds and he was talking on his phone. It used to really startle me. Hey, me too. Me too, Matrix Rabbit. I speak great calculator. Totally, as do I. That actually reminds me of something that, my dad says. So, my dad's family has a lot of musicians in it. My great-grandfather started a college band. Great-great or great? Yeah, great-great. So he played a lot of different instruments. My mother plays the piano a little bit. My little brother plays the euphonium and the piano a little bit. I don't play anything, and my dad doesn't play anything. So what we like to say is, "Well, dad can play the radio." So, yeah, it's just kinda silly. Oh, things are rough again, Brazy girl. I'm so sorry. That sucks. That sucks, sucks, sucks. I hope you were not alone tonight. I know you had a night maybe where you were kinda on your lonesome at your house. Hope you're not on your lonesome today, because if things are rough, it already sucks, but they're rougher if they're rough when you're by yourself. Hate that. Warren says to check out if the Doppler effect is unfamiliar to you, the video has a good animation. Okay, cool. I'll check it out. Fish lips freeze. So I actually had Herman on screen, but it was while I was talking to myself. You're right, Warren. I did have one video that started out, the beginning was 10 minutes. The sound wasn't working, so I was silent for 10 minutes. I thought I went back in and edited it out on the replay, but, I don't maybe I did do it effectively. So for those of you who are Herman fans, Herman is well. He is here on the desk. "Hey, guys. How's it going? How you doing? Just hanging out on Kristen's desk. I'm the mascot. You guys voted. Have a good day. Gonna go get some bait." So, yeah. That's the second time I've done that. One time was just for me, I just didn't realize. Okay, Matrix Rabbit's been there. Hit live once and didn't talk for 5 minutes. Oh, you didn't talk for 5 minutes. Did you not realize you had hit live, or did you just kinda, like, freeze up and go, "Oh, I forgot everything and anything I ever wanted to say. I forgot how to speak English." This is a good question, Warren. Hmm. If you talked to yourself more, you would learn math. You know, I'm thinking back to early, early math classes as a child, and in most schools, you are kind of discouraged from talking out loud to yourself. It's considered kind of disruptive. But if you're like me and you have a hard time holding the numbers still in your head, like that's what it feels like for me. I have a hard time holding all the numbers still in my head. Um, so it helps sometimes to like keep track of them by talking them out. So I might have learned more math if I talked them out in my head. Oh gosh. Brazy girl, thank you for sharing what's going on with you. I appreciate that. Brazy girl says, sorry, my clicker didn't. Here we go. Kristen, I need help with my alcohol. Don't see a doc until 9 days. The devil is winning. Wanna must stop. I'm an open book. I'm glad you're an open book. Thank you for being an open book. Thank you for talking about it when you're hurting. Um, I'm just so glad that you come here and check in, because then I know you're safe, and I know that there's very limited we can do from afar, but like support and encourage you. Um, I know you said you've got your doctor appointment, right? To kinda help you with the medical side of things. Um, you said that's 9 days from now? So, um, I know that that's really daunting sometimes to think of going to an appointment like that because at least for me it was. Like, the first time I went to any kind of, like, mental health appointment, psychiatrist appointment, it was really daunting for me and it was really intimidating. For me, it really helped to bring somebody with me that I trusted. I don't know if you feel comfortable bringing your husband with you, or even if, like, there's somebody, like, here or on the boat that you get along with really well, maybe you could put them on speakerphone and bring them in with you, like, just to help, like, if there's questions they ask that you're like, "Oh, I don't remember that." They can, and sometimes just someone being there with you can help you feel kinda grounded, you know, and maybe some accountability for going as well. Because I know for me, like, when I'm really nervous about a particular doctor appointment, um what I have done in the past, what I will admit to, is I'll get really nervous about it, and I'll cancel it and reschedule it, and cancel it and reschedule it. That's something I've struggled with before, personally. Um, so much so that I had to get to a point where, like, I found somebody that I knew cared about me and had my best interests at heart, and I said to him, like, "Hey, I need you to not let me get back on my bullshit. I need you to check in with me and make sure I go to this doctor's appointment." That was my experience. I'm not saying that that's necessarily gonna be what's best for you, but it's an idea. It might help. It's just a thought. I know different people feel differently about doctors. Some people, like, have, like, straight up phobias about the whole medical profession, and that's sometimes, understandable. We don't always have the best experiences, um, but they can help. They can help. Let's see, time to catch up with the chat again. Okay, Mary had her MRI today, which was stressful because it was uncomfortable. And we're glad that you have that part of it done with. I know you have to get part of it done again, but at least it's not the whole body. Hopefully, it'll go by quickly. It was painful to get up. I'm so sorry, Mary. That sucks. And you wanted a panic attack when doing the neck. Gosh. I I have a different kinda aversion to MRIs. I panic as well. It's not because of, like, a pain thing, but it is kinda related to it's more related to claustrophobia for me, but, um, I mean, I don't know if it would interact with your other medication, but maybe there is something, like, just on a one-time basis that they could give to help you tolerate an MRI, like, just for the one-time basis. Maybe it's worth asking your doctor about. Like the chef who can make pasta. So I think I missed an earlier comment referring to a chef who can make pasta. Although now I am hungry for pasta. It is true. uh, the idea in my head. Here's Michael's channel, you guys. Michael does cool wildlife content. So it's very soothing. It's very calming. You get to see these cool raccoons like eating and just interacting and stuff. I like it for it. I like to watch it. It soothes my mind. Are you younger than me, Warren? I had no idea. Not by much. I was born in '87. I remember the Walkman CD players as well. I don't know why. I thought maybe you would be a little bit older than me. I don't know why I thought that. You don't look older in your avatar, and I don't that's not necessarily you, might be your friends or something, but, maybe I just thought if somebody, like, can go to enough school to become a math professor, they must be older than me. That's silly. That's incorrect. That's incorrect. Ooh, I've got some messages. I've got some messages from Miss Dragon. This is a picture of where she went today, or like earlier today, I think is what you said. Look at this mountain, you guys. Look at that. That's like a postcard. That's like a postcard. I love that. And I think Miss Mary sent me some pictures as well. Let's see. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Mary, you made me a Frozen photo. I love you. Oh, thank you, Mary. Mary made me a thumbnail from my Frozen. Actually, my Frozen an okay, like, facial expression. Queen of page 47. I love it. Thank you, Mary. Definitely gonna save that one. Definitely, definitely. Thank you, Mary. That's bomb. I love that. Let's see. Sweet Tea says, I feel comfortable asking this here. Is there an easy way to respond in the chat and tag someone without typing their whole name? So the tagging for me, I have not found a way to do it without typing their whole name, but what I have found is that if you're on, like, a laptop or a Chromebook or something like that, it's much quicker to tag somebody than if you're on a phone or a mobile device. Like, on my Chromebook, if I'm on YouTube now, like, right now I'm on StreamYard, but if I'm on YouTube, I can type the @ symbol and just start typing their name, and in that interface, it'll, like, bring up the person who people whose handle starts with that. So, I've seen it be a lot faster if you're probably on a phone though, sweet tea, if you're at work. I haven't figured out a faster way to do it on the YouTube app, like, on a mobile device, though. That's probably slower. I'm super behind in the chat. I'm catching up. I'm catching up, you guys. Oh, no. Oh, no, Brazy girl, I'm so sorry I got so behind in the chat. If you're still here, let me see. I'm gonna scroll to the bottom. Let's scroll to the bottom of the chat. I hate that somebody ducked out just because I was behind in the chat. I mean, sometimes I get behind, but that doesn't mean other people in the chat get behind, you know? Let's see. Let's see. I'm glad you're still here. It looks like you're still here. Well, Brazy girl, if you need to rest and that's why you're out, then I'm glad that you're out. I hope that you're not, but I wanna make sure that you're taking care of yourself as much as possible because we care about you, and we wanna keep seeing you back here and on the boat and everywhere else that we see you. So, um, we'll just say that, and if you need to talk, you know, you can hang out with us here and talk. Um, I think I know that you have, pretty, like, close connections with some other people that I think have been in and out of the chat here today too. So being physically alone is kind of a bummer, but, you don't have to be, like, personally, emotionally, like, mentally alone. Like, there's people to talk to. There's people who wanna listen to you, who wanna talk to you. Um, so I know things are rough, but please don't suffer alone. That never that never go well. That never works out, unfortunately. Well, I mean, I don't think we were meant to suffer alone. I don't think we were meant to, you know, be alone for too long anyway. So I'm rewinding. I'm checking back in with the chat, you guys. Thanks, Warren, about the nail polish. That was kind of you. Looks like Matrix Rabbit gave some advice about stepping down from benzos with alcohol. I mean, I know you've heard it before, Brazy, but what scares me the most is mixing the two. Like, I would even say, like if you can't step them down both, like that's what is the most dangerous is mixing the two. Hey, Anthony J all day. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Sorry if I missed you when you first typed that in the chat. All right. Good night, Matrix Rabbit. Sleep tight. Rest up. Take care. I think Rick Spicer's trying to help with some distraction. That does sometimes help when we are not feeling well and we're having a tough time of it. Rick's channel is great for that. I'm trying to show the comment, but my internet is not working with me very kindly. I do apologize. Internet, why? Here we go. Oh my goodness. Brazy, if it's the implied arc of a rocket propelled in the opposite direction of the Earth's invitation on a stormy day, I think warns the group leader there. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. If we're trying to gotcha. Yeah, yeah. If we're trying to figure that out, yes, our math professor is gonna help us figure that out. I won't be able to do it. Okay. Oh, you're young in the photo. All right. I'm 22 in the photo. The old person is Alfie Kohn, the guy I told you about who argues against punishment. Gotcha. This is true. This is true. Um, Janet G said Kristen's channel started as page 47, where Kristen would random book and page 47 and read it. It's in reference to that. It is. I mean, it's not the first video ever that I did, but it's what I do a lot of. And I still like doing a lot of those because it helps me kind of rediscover like my old books that I've read, some that I've bought and I have yet to read. It kind of like renews them for me and reminds me why I bought them in the first place. When you tag someone, how do you make their name appear in orange? Well, I guess it's on the YouTube. So it looks a little different in StreamYard than it does on YouTube. But if you're gonna try to make it highlight their name, like it'll highlight it for them. Like if you were to type an at symbol and then my handle, it would highlight it for me, but it wouldn't show highlighted to other people. It would just show the at symbol in their name. So, and if somebody types an at symbol and then your handle, it'll show highlighted to you, but no one else. And the idea is like it's trying to get the attention of just that person and not everybody. So yeah, it looks orange to themselves only. It looks like people already took care of that one for me. Let's see. Yeah, I would second this. Like even if you're physically alone, even if your husband's out or something like that. Um, I know there's a lot of people here that would gladly get on a phone call with you, if you need to. And much hugs and loves. Much hugs and love and encouragement and prayers and all the good vibes too. Cosmic. Hey, Cosmic. Good to see you. Hey, Peeps. Me and I say hello. She's got player of the day. Cool, cool, cool. It's good to see you, Cosmic. I was thinking of you. I was just getting caught up on some Discord stuff. Sturf. Stuff in the Discord earlier today. So I've been thinking of you. I hope you're doing okay tonight. Today, it's day there. It's day where you are. If you're a small content creator, check out Tuber Chat. The link that Mary just shared. That's pretty good for if you're looking for resources as a small YouTube content creator. Hey, Maya. Good morning. Good morning for you. Good evening for me. But good day for everybody. So, I mean, I hope. If it's not, I would like it to get better. It's good to see you, Maya. Thanks for coming in. Hey, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Hi from North Texas to North Georgia. Can't believe I missed so much. Well, I don't know if you missed that much, Miss Sunrise Dawn. I spent the first 7 minutes talking to myself because I didn't realize I'd not hit go live. And then my internet disconnected and everyone waited while my face froze and I reconnected. So you haven't missed too much. Hmm. I always think it's funny, like when somebody like comes into like a chat and it's kind of late and they go, "Hey, what'd I miss?" My first impulse is always to actually like give them a summary. And then I kind of have to stop myself and go, maybe they don't actually want a whole summary. Maybe that's just something that they're saying. like the same way people say, "Hey, how's it going?" Maybe that's what's going on. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. Jason P has a good one. Good math issue. Here's a good one to consider since we are on the topic. If you are traveling at the speed of light, holding a mirror in front of you, would you see your reflection? What? At the speed of light with your mirror. I can't imagine you'd see much of anything, would you? If you're traveling at the speed of light? I don't know. Let's see. Cosmo asks, what is a good editing program for people's wanting to make videos for Mount Mount Chan? I'm not sure Mount Chan, but just editing program. I would like to know too, actually, Cosmic. So I'm operating on a Chromebook. I don't have, like, a really powerful machine computer, just, besides that, I just have a Chromebook. I haven't found one that works super well on a Chromebook yet. Maybe they are faster and more effective, like, on a legitimate, like, computer or a laptop or something like that, but I haven't found one yet. But, like, they all, like, go slow as molasses on my Chromebook, but maybe that's just because it doesn't have enough RAM. I actually asked this earlier. So, earlier in the chat, Mary shared a link to a channel called Duber Chat, which is, like, for small content creators, and I actually asked that this morning in one of their chats. I was like, I tried editing for the first time, but I'm not good at it yet. It's choppy. And somebody actually, like, there's like a basic one on YouTube Studio, that'll let you like do clips and things like that. But I'm sure there's ones that let you do fancier things. I just don't know what they are yet. Let's see. And my chat is frozen. So y'all bear with me for a second. Okay, so for the question Jason P posed, cosmic is a vote for yes, because the mirror is traveling at the same speed as you because you're holding the mirror. Okay, okay. Oh, Warren says it's impossible to do that. To travel at the speed of light or to hold a mirror while you're traveling at the speed of light? Which one is impossible? Oh, about people who coming in and asking for a recap. If they want a replay, they'll back the stream up and watch the replay. I think sometimes people are just trying to figure out like, okay, were we just gabbing for the first 20 minutes or was there like really like intense news shared or something like that? Maybe what people are really wondering is like, should I back it up or am I good? Um, it's interesting. But I tend to, like, err on the side of people mean things literally when they ask them, so when people ask what they miss, I do start typing a summary, and then I think, "Well, you know how sometimes people just say, 'Good morning, how are you?' And they're not actually asking for a whole description of, like, your whole last 24 hours? They're just looking for a, 'Hey, good, how are you?' or 'The weather's nice.'" Um, I have to think about that. Maybe somebody else maybe somebody is just asking it as a figure of speech, I don't know. This was something really cool that Mary and Miss both did. They both did their own take on the page 47 thing. Um, this is the link to Mary's. I believe I have the link to Mist's up on my page in one of my playlists. But if I don't, I'll grab it for you guys. And the chat's frozen again. Do, 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 do. Okay. So Mary had a recommendation for some editing software, and I lost the chat again. Good for me. For me. Let's see. InShot is easy and simple to use. And I use it a lot to edit my videos and shorts. Cool, cool. I'll have to look into that. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Mist. Mist says hubby's getting better. Get thinking I can catch up on the house. Gotta help dad Sunday to get the room set up for hospice. Oh gosh. Someday I'll get to it. You have a lot on your plate, Miss Dragon. A lot on your plate. I'm glad your hubby is getting better though. Is someone I'm sorry, you said gotta help dad Sunday to get room set up for hospice. Is someone close to you about to go on hospice or is on hospice? Um, if so, I'm really sorry. That's tough. I mean, sometimes it's for the best for a person, but it can be really tough though. Your astronomy professor asked that of you as a hypothetical one time? That's interesting. So, I took astronomy in college too because I didn't, it was a physics credit, but it wasn't like straight physics. Like, I knew that going into it, I was only gonna be successful if I could, like, have the visuals and, like, really practical applications, and, astronomy was, it was I was drawn to that. So, that's interesting. I took it as my, I guess my advanced math credit instead of just straight up physics, because physics by itself seemed boring to me, but astronomy sounded really cool because we got to go out to, like, a little observatory and stuff too. So, that was cool. Hey, can't think of a better name. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. Was thinking about you earlier. Rick Spicer says, full disclosure, I for real have designed a propulsion way of faster than light speed travel for humans. For real. Okay, Rick, you can't just, like, leave that one hanging there, like, you gotta you gotta give us context for that. How did you do that? Like, what do you mean? Oh, I see. Oh, okay, Warren, I get it. Nothing with mass can travel at light speed because light speed is the speed that light travels, not stuff. It's not stuff speed, it's light speed. Okay, okay, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But if it could, if it could. Oh man, I don't know. Can't think of a better name. I don't know what you walked into. Where's the fish head? How's it going? That's what you walked into. You walked into Herman the fish head. We're trying to keep it light when we can. We get serious sometimes, but we gotta balance it, right? Right. And for massless particles that do, no time passes. Oh, wow. Wowza. I'm not sure. Like, I don't fully grasp that why time does not pass for well, a massless particle. If it has no mass, then how does it, like, exist? Is it light? Huh. Oh, wow. Let's see. I lost track of something earlier in the chat as well. Whoopsies. Getting behind on my encountering it. StreamYard is super glitchy and slow on me today. Phone to make sure I'm not missing just, like, everything in the whole wide world. Oh. We've got another hypothetical to ponder, courtesy of Jason P. Here's another one to ponder. What would happen if an unstoppable force met an immovable object? Bathroom Batman reference. Oh, that is from The Dark Knight, right? That's the scene between him and the Joker, Heath Ledger's version of the Joker, right? Yeah, yeah, I dig it. I dig it. That movie almost made me switch my major back to theater. I was at UNT by that point, and I was, like, deep in all of my psych courses and stuff like that, like, I was on the track, and that movie, like, his performance, like, it was just like, "Wow, that was just moving and made me think." I wanna move people and make people think, and maybe that's the best way it almost made me switch back to theater, and then I realized there's lots of ways to move people and make people think. You don't have to necessarily be an actor. This is a good resource too for all of y'all who have smaller channels. Mary shared a resource for getting like royalty free, like stock photos and things like that. Like if you're needing to make thumbnails and things like that. Exactly, Miss Sunrise Dawn. I was told there would be no math. I do great on the written. I do great on the written. Uh, it's okay. Warren's my math teacher. He's gonna help me pass the math. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. All right, Maya, no worries. Just be listening for a little while to feed the dog, making coffee and stuff like that. No worries. So I'm about 5 minutes behind in the chat now. But ooh, story. We like funny story that Warren would relate to. And it came off the screen. There we go. When I was a kid, my entire family gathered at my grandparents' for Christmas in Northfield, Minnesota. 10 grandchildren total. Holy moly. That's busy. For fun, and because we were never bored, we would go up to the St. Olaf campus and roam around the dorms. No students were there as it was Christmas break. We ran wild. We were free range kids. That's awesome. Oh, where's part three? The security guards didn't really know what to do with us because we were Gransko's children. We knew it and we took full advantage of the situation. All 10 of us. That's funny. That's funny, Janet. Yeah, the campus where I went to school got pretty light as well when I was there during winter break. They wouldn't like that wasn't one of the things where they would like make they wouldn't kick us out. Like, summer comes and they kick you out unless you specifically, like, buy continued room and board there. Thank you. Warren shared a channel about Minute Physics, has a video called Immovable Object versus Unstoppable Force. Which wins? That's cool. Oh, Miss says, "Oh, dad is getting ready to go on hospice. I'm so sorry, Miss Dragon. That's really rough." And when he's 90, and then Wednesday, you have an MRI in your head. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Prayers and ones and support for a speedy, complicated, free MRI. And I hope you are not claustrophobic because that makes it suck. Makes it suck. Oh, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Apparently, my cat Skylar wants to say hi. She keeps pawing at the phone and rolling on it. Oh, I'm glad she wants to say hi. Hi, Skylar. Hi, Skylar kitty. That's my talking to kitty cat's voice. And it's kind of like my talking to dog's voice, but it didn't get my dog's attention. He's asleep. He's out like a light. I'm going to try to catch up with the chat a little more. Then I'll see if you guys want to see my dog. I'll try and move the camera so you can see him. Yeah, if hypothetically the person were traveling at light speed, so is the mirror. Yeah, cosmic. Yeah, that makes sense to me. So sure, people probably can't, but otherwise the question is moot. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. It is fun when you can find questions like that that make people think. Those are my favorite questions. Those are the make you think questions. Those are great. Oh, Warren's trying to figure out if he was at school during the time that the kids were roaming the dorms. See if they were the reason like his stuff was all messed with. I haven't seen this, Warren. I'm not sure how it relates to Batman, but I'm open to looking at it. Speaking of Batman, has anyone else seen the Crash Course Philosophy episode about utilitarianism? I have not. That sounds really interesting. Miss Sunrise Dawn, sometimes it's hard to people tend to like come in and out too. So sometimes it's hard to keep track of everybody also. Aw, Skylar won't stop licking me. Well, Skylar is a good kitty cat. Skylar is excited that you're hanging out on your live stream with your live stream friends. Oh, you were the other way around. Can't think of a better name. Decent at math, but writing assignments made me cry. See, we could have been buddies then. You could have done the math for me, and I could have done the writing for you. And it would have worked out until we were caught. Oh, that must have been cool, Warren. Last year during my 10-year reunion, the dorm I lived in was shut off and under renovation, but several of us got a chance to break the rules and quickly look back through it. That must have been nostalgic. That must have been interesting. Oh no. Oh no, Jason P. This is not a good nightmare to have. I mean, no nightmare is good, right? That's the idea behind a nightmare. A nightmare is a bad dream. I had a nightmare I was back in school. No more essays. I would write an essay any day over a lot of other things. I actually do write essays. Like, I just don't necessarily have people read them. I just write them to myself. Uh, my journaling tends to look like an essay a lot of the time. Not necessarily always that. I mean, sometimes it's more disjointed and all over the place, but I don't know. That's how I think my writing brain thinks that way. It thinks kind of in paragraphs and essays and things like that. Oh, maybe the only good part of my MRI today is I got to listen to Elvis. There's that at least. I'm glad you found the silver lining. That's good. Could have done without the panic attack at the very beginning. Absolutely. Yeah. Can always do without the panic attack. And I got a vote from Jason P. We want to see Flash. Okay. I'll move the camera in a second. I got a question. Since you thought I was older, did you think I was the person on the right in the photo? I don't know. I mean, so on my screen, the avatar is pretty small. Like I couldn't really discern age from that unless I like zoomed in, and I haven't like zoomed in yet. Like so on my screen, it just kind of looks like it's 2 people, like, in white shirts, like, with short hair, but I can't really like, I couldn't detect age or anything like that. Like, I'm not seeing, like, lines on faces or any telltale signs like that. Okay, guys, by popular request, I'm gonna introduce y'all to Flash, if you haven't met Flash yet. Bear with me while I move the camera. It might be a little dizzyfying. So just a second. Let's see. Hey, Flash. Hey, Flash. Wanna come say hi? Come say hi. Wanna come say hi? Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, Flash. Hey, Flash. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Want to say hi to the live stream? It's hard to see his eyes on camera because he's a black doggy. He's all black. Oh, he's sleepy. He's like, Mom, why are you messing with me? I'm trying to just hang out. I'm trying to sleep. You're a good boy, Flashy. You're a good boy. Yeah, I'll try to get you where you can see his face a little bit better. There he is. There he is. Hi, Flashy. Hi, Flashy. He's a good boy. Oh, he likes having his neck scratched. That's a place a doggy can't reach. He's happy. No, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. Want to say hi? Want to say hi? Woof, woof. No, he's not going to woof. It's too late. He's too sleepy. Okay. See if I can get the camera back without dropping you guys, making everybody super dizzy. There we go. So that's Flash. And he is going right back to his pillow again. He's a really sweet dog. He is very well behaved. I'll be on phone calls in here and he will just be completely silent unless someone dares attempt to deliver a package. And then he will let everybody on the street know, intruders, intruders. Oh, you think so? Janet G says, I think Flash would like my dog Apollo. Apollo would act the same way if asked to say hi to a chat. Yeah, he's just kind of like, really, Mom? You want me to wake up? What's that about? Oh, he's on his pillow now. It's actually technically just a pillow for like a person, but it's his little pillow for when he hangs out in there with me. Oh, I missed a story in Miss Sunrise Dawn says, when I was dog sitting my parents' dog Bugs, we cracked up at Skylar, the kitty cat. The only reaction Bugs had to the cats was a quick sniff. That was it. Skylar saw him and went full Halloween cat. Oh, where they get all poofy with her back arched, every bit of fur poofed out up on her tiptoes. Bugs, meanwhile, just looked at her like, "What's wrong with you?" That's funny. I have not seen Zach George. Warren, is that about a dog? He said it's for dog people. I love cats too. I just can't have one because my husband is really, really incredibly allergic, like asthmatic reaction level allergic. Oh, Maya, I'm sorry to have activated the dam. Well, if you let me know your dog's name, I will talk to him. I'll say hi to your dog. I think there's a lag with the chats that show up when I get them on the screen, you guys. So I apologize for that. My computer's not working super well with me. Well, let's see. All right. So before I came here tonight, I was cleaning stuff up. Or I was helping clean stuff up because my husband was cleaning things because um, we all know my little like a little like family thing for him on his actual birthday, but today we're or I guess it's technically today now, Saturday, it's after midnight here. We're a couple of kids from his school. So we'll go over every now and then because that's what the impetus is to actually clean your house instead of individual cleaning. I was listening to a video by a worker named, oh gosh, what's his name? Patrick Behan, I want to say. Styles of like what kind of personality that creates. And one of them was like someone becomes a doer, like they have to be constantly doing things instead of like they're just constantly like doing to-do lists and like checking off boxes and stuff like that. And I thought that was interesting. I'll share the link with y'all in a sec if I can find it if you're interested, because there's a bunch of other different types too. I feel like I've been all of those types at different times in my life, but I was probably a doer. And there's another one called the darkness, which is like a person that you feel like, oh, that's what makes me unique. I'll share that with you guys here in a second. All right, Miss Dragon. Good night. Sleep tight. My StreamYard's being a jerk every time I try to do so. So I'll probably wrap it up here soon because my internet is telling me no. But I'm trying to follow the chat at least on the YouTube. Good night, Rick. Good night, Miss. Good night, Jason. Y'all take care. Maya says, for some reason, US people have a hard time understanding how to pronounce my dog's name, even though you should be able to relate to it. His name is Sander or Sander. Sander. Very cool. Hey, it's Hey Carrie Ann. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming in. My internet's been giving me fits today. So if I'm not keeping up with the chat as well, it's my brain and my internet today. They're both working against me. Yeah, exactly. Janet G. That's what it's saying. It's saying internet just no. I'm gonna grab that link for you guys real quick because I found it really interesting, and I would be interested in the thoughts of y'all smart people because a lot of y'all are smarter than me about a lot of things. I think I saved it in my playlists. One second, you guys. One second. Burp, 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 burp. Burp, 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 burp. Thanks for sharing Carrie Ann's channel, Mary. That's awesome. I did save it in my playlists. Good for me. Wait, did I? Yes, I did. I have a lot of different things. Here we go. It's called 5 Trauma Personalities. I thought it was really interesting. I'm probably going to listen to it again. And I say listen to it because it's like, some YouTube videos, you don't need the visual so much. Like it works just like a radio show or a podcast. Um, but yeah. So some concepts like that are useful, right? Like here's one thing. So I got my undergrad and my master's degree in both different versions of psychology, right? And psychology is the study of people's and why they work the way they do and how people develop certain styles, and you get into like personality styles and things like this. And one thing is throughout history, there are lots of concepts that different doctors, therapists, counselors, whoever come up with to try to explain this thing that is the human mind and why we do the things we do and to explain human behavior as well. And some concepts have been kind of like really useful and helpful in understanding people better and understanding how to help people better. And then some are, arguably not so useful and not so helpful. Um, but at the end of the day, like certain things do have like research behind them to back them up. But, other things are just that they're just theories. So I like There's a lot of creators on YouTube and elsewhere that I like watching and listening to talk about personality and trauma responses and things like that, but, um, I always am also listening to, well, what would that look like in a different person? Like, I'm always listening with my skeptical ear as well, and at the end of the day, trying to take what is gonna be helpful. So, I'm curious to see what y'all think of those kinds of resources and stuff like that. Warren had, like, a really cool applied math question that I totally missed because my StreamYard comments are freezing. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try to scroll back up and find it because it looked cool. The interesting experiment with a dog. Okay, here's Warren's idea. Take them to a pool, throw a toy a ways down the length of the pool, some distance into the water, and see what path the dog takes. Huh. The shortest distance is by jumping into the water and swimming the diagonal, but almost any dog can run faster than they can swim. So, by running part way down the edge before jumping in and swimming the remaining diagonal, you can get there faster. So, and then adds, so you can see what path they take. And if you know their running and swimming speeds, you can work out what path they should take, like to get there fastest. Thanks. I look back at it. I found the 4 parts. So you're going to have the fun. Like yeah, I get what you're saying. Like you could feel that, like what path they should take to get there fastest, being in the water, and they would try to like find a way to get to it being as little in the water as possible. Um, this dog, my dog, he hates being in the water. He's never going to swim if he can avoid it. I'm sure he can if he has to, but he's never going to do it of his own volition, no matter how much faster it is to get somewhere. Um, Labrador retrievers, on the other hand, tend to love swimming, and they'll probably jump in the pool to go get the thing and then just have fun swimming and forget there's even a thing there. So, see, when I get the applied math questions like this, I would always squirrel off like that and think, "Oh, well, this could happen or that could happen." So I was getting into the psychology of the dog and forgetting I had a math problem in front of me. So, oh, hey, thanks for sharing, Miss Sunrise Dawn. I'm sorry I missed this. I must have been putting my kiddo to bed or getting him a bath or something like that. Kind of early evening. I'm in and out of things. I can't always like stay in a stream like the whole time. So Carrie Ann had a fun celebration stream tonight for since she hit 3,000 watch hours. Woohoo! That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, you got to meet her mom, her cat Scotch, and a couple of her kiddos. That is so cool. One in person and one in chat. And there were giveaways. Dang. I'm sorry I missed that. But congratulations, Carrie Ann, for your 300 work. And it takes a lot of staying power. Takes this YouTube thing takes a lot of staying power to get to places. Aw, taking Apollo the Wonder Dog out for a few minutes, that's good. So Flash gets, like, his at least a mile-long walk every day, usually in the evenings after we get my little one to bed, like, still early evening, but not late, and so, sometimes I'll be like, for a while, that was always what was happening, like, I'd be on a live stream, like the Lifeboat or something like that, and I'd be like, "Hey, guys." Good point. Good point. In this scenario, there's no reaching the toy without dog. Like if the reward is not enticing enough, he's probably not going to bother getting out into the water for it. Like he's afraid of when the sprinkler comes on. My dog hates water. And I think I kind of attribute that probably to his breed a little bit. Like some dogs are not bred to mess with the water. Their desire to get in the water. Like Labrador retrievers were bred to go retrieve like like animals people hunted. Like if you shot a duck to, while hunting or something, the Labrador Retriever was bred to swim out and get it for you. So consequently, Labrador Retrievers love to swim. And sled dogs, uh, Alaskan Malamutes, Huskies, dogs like that. Like they were specifically selected and bred for their ability to run for a long ass time in the snow, pulling really heavy things. So those dogs are naturally like because they were selected for that trait, they get really destructive if you don't keep them really active and really busy. And I've always said that I must become some kind of sled dog because I tend to be like that. If I'm not busy, I tend to get destructive. Chew up the furniture, that kind of thing. Really, Miss Sunrise Dawn? That's interesting. I never met a lab that didn't love food and love water. So this is unusual to me. Miss Sunrise Dawn says, I used to have a lab mix that refused to even try swimming. But then my now ex-husband tossed him into a shallow pond and he loved it. And then we couldn't keep him out of the water. Oh, wow. So that could have gone the other way. That could have been like traumatizing and him never wanted to be near water ever again. But it sounds like it worked in the direction of like, "Hey, it's all good." Do you have one of those types of dogs, Sandy Wandy? They love running. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to like constantly be exercising them or they get really like depressed and destructive and bored and stuff. Um, my my friend's parents have a couple of huskies. Ooh, good question. So I don't know. I've never had the opportunity to test this, Warren. If you put on a paper plate a fresh piece of raw steak and you send it floating into the middle of the pool, will your dog go get it? So I don't have a pool, and I don't have any pools I can bring my dog to. So I don't know. We do pool. I could test this there, but I don't want to give away the raw steak because if I'm gonna, I don't buy steak very often, but when I could give him a piece. I could test this. I could test this. If I test this, do you want me to make this content? Do you want me to record this? Because I can. But I don't know if it would work the same way with a kiddie pool because he would probably like try to find a way to like lean out over the so that he didn't have to actually like get into it. That's probably. Mm. Oh wow, really, Maya? If we are down by the sea, my dog won't even get close to the water. Wow. Jen G says, "My dog would not get the steak. He doesn't like water. He's an Australian Shepherd. He's a land dog all the way." Yeah, a lot of the shepherds were really like bred to herd, like cows, sheep, and stuff like that. Oh, okay. So Miss Sunrise Dawn says the pond was so shallow that he could stand up, so no danger. But then he realized he could finally reach those pesky ducks that had been tormenting him. Lucky for the ducks, they could fly. And by the way, he never did good for the duck. Right back in. I got to meet you for the first time last night, I think out of Tuber Chat. You came and hung out at my live and I came and watched a couple of your videos. It's cool to see you again. You asked us the hypothetical question about if people would be interested in how somebody like, perhaps like who didn't grow up in the computer age was able to like get a whole bunch of subscribers really, really quickly and be really successful. That would am I mix I'm not mixing up with someone else, am I? Because I have made a lot of new friends lately. But I'm pretty sure that was you. I apologize if it was not though. Oh, I didn't think that about the plate. The plate will sink, won't it? Will the steaks sink too? Yeah, you'd have to get a floating plate. A little floaty to put in Depot costs $15. Okay, is it one of the inflatable kinds or like the hard plastic kinds? I do have to get a new one because the one that my kiddo had is completely busted. Like, it was out in the weather over the winter, and it's got holes in it. "Please do record it," says Warren Show. "It could go viral, testing whether dogs can withstand displeasure for future reward." That's interesting. That's interesting. So I don't wanna taunt my dog. So I probably would ultimately at the end of the experiment, like, even if he came up, he was too scared to get in the water and he just couldn't bring himself to do it, then I'd eventually just give him the steak because I'm a big old softy and I love my dog, but I I don't have a full-size pool to do this in, so I'd have to use the kiddie pool. Oh, the cat version? Oh, probably the cat version would go, yeah, yeah. Because cats, a lot of cats have prized. Um, I had a cat that was fascinated with water. Like, if you were running a bath in the bathtub and you had the faucet turn on, he would get up and sit on the edge of the bathtub and just, like, take his little paw and, like, in the water, like, and just doot, doot. And one time, he was doing that, and he, like, reached out with his little paw too far, and he, like, lost his footing, and, like, he fell into the bathtub, and I just saw him, like, swirl around the bathtub twice and then shoot out of the bathroom and go flying down the hallway. And I don't think he ever sat on the edge of the bathtub again. So he was not a swimmer, but he did truly enjoy and find water fascinating for sure, for certain. And I don't have shared Mon's future photos yet. These are, and we're getting late into the stream, so I'm gonna share them now. So this is about 16 hours ahead of us. Look, not a cloud in that sky, you guys. And that I'm digging the tree line too. That's like a postcard type photo. Like, that makes me want to go on vacation to a place. That's like a good photo for a postcard. Wow! And this is just the sky, y'all. Look, it's just blue. It's just blue, beautiful sunshine. Oh my goodness. Like, I feel warmer just looking at that. Like, I feel like I can sort of feel the warm sunshine when I think about it. Maybe it's just because I'm getting chilly. Oh, there was a horse? I missed a story about a horse. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Shanna G says, here's one. A man rides into town by horseback on Friday. He stays 5 days and leaves on Friday. How is that possible? What? Rides into town by horseback on Friday. He stays 5 days and leaves on Friday. So he stays in town? Hmm. I don't know. Oh, is this what we should call the video experiment? Floaty steak? Will dog work for floaty steak? Why didn't I think of this? Maya's answer is the horse's name was Friday. I bet that's it. I bet that's it. I don't see the answer yet. Where's our answer? Oh, I don't think we have our answer yet. Oh no. Oh no, you're gonna keep us hanging. Or unless I just missed it and overlooked it, which is totally possible. No, I don't see it. I don't see it. She's not. Oh, yep. And the prize goes to Maya. Yay! Doodaloo. So, do y'all know what seasonal affective disorder is? Have y'all heard of this? Hey, you're still here. Can't think of a better name. Awesome. After it's been a little while and I've been going through the chat and someone hasn't like piped up and said anything for a while, I'm like, oh, maybe they went to bed. That's cool. And then they pop up again and I'm like, oh, yeah, you're still here. Cool. Have y'all heard of seasonal affective disorder? Do you know do y'all know what it is? If you see it like abbreviated, it's SAD, SAD, which is kind of, I don't know, appropriate. But it's basically where you're prone to more depression and like mood disorder type issues like in the winter or the fall, like when it's grayer and cloudier outside and there's less light time and there's less sunshine during the day. And some people like full on will like in the winter, like they'll, you know, go into like a full on depressive episode. And then when the sun comes back and it's spring again, they come out of it. And so for people with that, like, I mean, so sometimes doctors will treat it with like antidepressant meds and stuff like that, but you might not need that year round. So another treatment they use is these lamps that replicate the effect of sunlight. Like they're super duper bright. And um I tend to like explore and try to find everything. Like I get affected by gray days. I do, not to that level. Like it's not that severe, but I do get affected by it. So I'm just curious if y'all know anyone who's experienced that. Um, I have a spare like sun lamp. I was thinking of trying to figure out how to do the giveaway type thing on YouTube. I mean, honestly, like if I met somebody who said like, "Hey, I really struggle with that," I'd probably just give it to you if you gave me a shipping place. So that's really like I don't need to make a thing of it. I just have a spare one, and I want somebody to be able to benefit. But I'm also not prescribing anything, so I want to make that very clear. Like, I mean, this was commercially sold and bought. It's not medical device or anything like that. Nothing like that. It's just something you could buy online if you wanted to. I just happen to have a spare. Oh, you have them in Alaska? That makes sense. You'll have times of the year where it's dark, like the whole time, right? That would mess with me a lot. I would really struggle with that. Hey, that's totally okay. If you can get some rest, I'm happy. I'm happy you are getting some rest. No shame in falling asleep on the couch or at all. Like, if you can get some rest, I'm happy you're getting that. Maya says, you can believe many have seasonal affective disorder here during the winter. Long, cold winter and dark, and absolutely no sun for 2 months. Oh, I would be so sad. Barely a tiny hint of daylight for a couple hours every day. Yeah, I would have a hard time with that. Sandy Wandy says, I guess you mean the lights. Rob got it. It didn't affect me. Or he got the seasonal affective disorder. Or he got the lights. I'm not sure. Warren asks, Krista Melinda, have you lived further north? Did you have more depression then? I've never lived further north. I've always lived in North Texas. I've visited other places, but I've never lived any further north. We don't typically have very long stretches where it's really gray here, but like I'll notice my mood dipping like when it's really gray and overcast for several days in a row. And I actually will turn on my little like sun lamp. It also helps me wake up too because it's just a bright light. But I don't know. I've always theorized that if I moved further north, I would struggle. Um, like in a place with a long winter. Like I've always thought, if I have a hard time with gray days in a row, I'd probably struggle with long winters. But I don't know. I've never tried it for sure. Or how do southern summers, hotter but shorter days, compare to northern summers, colder but longer days? My main experience of northern summers is visiting Massachusetts and New Hampshire because that's where my husband's family lives. That's where all my in-laws are. They're in like near Boston, and some of them are on the New Hampshire side of the border. I love their summers. Like they're actually kind of like it's warm, but it's not oppressive. And but I have never lived there. Like I really enjoy spending a lot of time outside when we go to visit in the summers. Like summers there are gorgeous because summers here get really, really hot and like oppressive. And it does get to the point where you're just kind of moving from one air conditioned box to another because it's like 100 degrees and it's just not comfortable to be out for very long in it. You like the dark winters, Sandy Wandy? It was fun. Was it kind of like Halloween every day? I guess you could make it fun. Oh, wow, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Miss Sunrise Dawn says, my aunt lived in Florida and still got seasonal affective disorder. She had to go every so often and sit under a special light for a while to help with her depression. Wow. Yeah, I think part of it, I think this is part of the reason why as a teenager I was into tanning a little bit. Like I did the tanning bed thing for a little while. Like, I guess when I was like 19 or 20, like when I was still kind of dumb about the carcinogenic part of tanning beds. But the UV light does give you a little bit, like it gives you a little dopamine boost. It gets your endorphin going a little bit. Like we're kind of Humans are kind of built to be drawn to sunlight, I guess. Hey, Carrie Ann says, even in Minnesota with short days, there's more sun than overall than here in Portland. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I don't know how well I do in one of those places with the really long gray winters. And how does seasonal affective disorder manifest with devil beating his wife weather? Have you heard me say that phrase before? Like that's like one of those southernisms that I used to hear my mom use. That was specifically for when it was sunny but raining. When it was sunny but raining outside. That expression was, "Oh, the devil must be beating his wife," which sounds like terribly offensive now. Southern phrase I used to hear my mom use as a kid. I don't know. Like, I guess if the sun's out, I guess the sun is what is affecting my mood. So if it's raining but the sun's out, I guess I'd be good. I don't know. I guess it depends on the person though. It doesn't happen that often. The sun being out while it's still raining. It's kind of unusual. Maya says I have no the cold and the snow. Ooh, yeah. I'm over snow in about a day. It'll snow about once a year around. I'm done with it after about a day. We went hiking. Oh, cool, Sandy Wandy. We went hiking in the woods in the dark. That was fun. So it's like a night hike, but it's daytime. Oh, the rain when it's sunny outside. That is how you get rainbows. You're right. Can't think of a better name. You're right. I didn't think about it that way. Warren, you have a good memory. I thought I probably brought it up on here. Otherwise, like, how would you know I said it? But I couldn't remember which one. But you've heard it before, so my mother didn't make up that phrase. That's good to know, I guess. Let's see, guys. Well, I will be honest with you guys. Like, I'm starting to fade. I'm starting to fading. See, that's evidence. I'm starting to fade. I'm starting to get kind of sleepy. Um, Sometimes when I've gone this late, I like to bump right into just wait until Chow Yun Smith goes live and sends like a little until my notification goes off. But I think I might have to wrap it up a little before then tonight, guys, because y'all can hear me like swapping out words for other words in the place in the sentence. Like I'm getting a little bit here. I didn't get my full 5 hours of sleep last night. I only got like two because I was catching up on work stuff. So that could be a reason. All right. I am looking for links to share, you guys. So y'all know, and the chat's kind of slowing down too. So it's probably as good a time as any to start to wrap up. But I love seeing you guys. I'm so glad that I'm so happy and, excited and privileged anytime anybody shows up here. I mean, I'd still find something to talk about. Like if I was just talking to myself, clearly I did that tonight, but it's always more fun when I get to hang out with you guys. So thank you for being here. This is great. Ooh, well, that's interesting, Warren. I don't know. Does anyone know this? Is there a name for when it's raining at night, but the moon is still shining? Huh. I don't know. If there's not, then there should be. If there's not, then there should be, I think. I know. I know. I haven't been great about it. So it's a combination of things. Like I function pretty well on 5 hours. Historically, I do. Like otherwise I wouldn't make that my habit. But once I get under that, then I start to feel it and I start to get a little bit cranky and and my brain just doesn't work as quickly as it normally does. Um, Basically what happened last night is I was catching up on work stuff because I'm leaving this corporate job to start another one. And I'm trying to wrap up everything so that I'm not leaving a huge mess for the managers taking over for me. But it's like there's always more crap. Like what I probably need to do is just like call it done. Like just do like the quickest wrap up job possible and just call it done. Just call it a done deal. But I'm by nature also a perfectionist and also really conscientious. I don't want to leave things too much of a mess for the other managers who are taking over my caseload too. But tonight, I have decided I'm not gonna work tonight. After this, I'm just gonna go lay down, I think, and listen to chat or fall asleep, you know? Thank you for saying the YouTube things for me, Miss Sunrise Dawn. I really appreciate that because I always forget. Did you hit the like button? Are you subscribed? Double check. Por favor, please. Something really weird happened the other day. My subscribers went up to 200 and then they dipped to like 197. And I thought, oh, well, somebody took me up on, hey, if you don't want to be here, that's fine. Don't be. That's cool. Go do your thing. That's fine. Or it's just weird YouTubiness. But uh I like being immune to the the clickiness of the dopamine hit, I guess, of the subscriber thing. Um, I would like to maintain that immunity for as long as possible. Oh, you're moving, Warren? Oh, wow. That's huge. You finalized your move timeline. That sounds incredibly organized that you have a move timeline. I do not. Whenever I I've never been organized enough to say something like, "I have a moving timeline." Oh, really? You're moving to Northwest Arkansas near Carroll at needing a meeting? That's cool. That's cool. Maybe you could meet one of our people in person. Carol's awesome. I would love to meet her in person. Actually, Arkansas is not that far from me, actually. It's hard for me to travel because I have a tiny human that needs lots of attention, and I would just bring him with me, but he does not always travel well. He does not like to sleep away from home. So if you think I'm loopy now, you've never seen me trying to sleep in a hotel room with my kiddo because mom and dad are in the same room with him. He's like, "Oh, it must still be playtime." And it's like there's too much going on with another human being in the room that he's like, "I can't settle down. This means it's playtime." And then hotels present a whole other challenge for him because, he can I think that he can hear things a little bit differently or more acutely. Like he can't block out like the sounds of like people in the hallways and like, the different just hotel sounds too. So historically, if we ever have to when we've gone out of town, if we've had to stay in a regular hotel with my kiddo, nobody sleeps the first night, and it's awful at all. Um, so what we try to do is, like, Airbnb and things like that, so he can have, like, his own space to be in, because then he can wind down, he can just play. To this rule was when we went to a ski resort in the White Mountains in New Hampshire, and I just attribute it to mountain air. I think mountain air is just designed to put my child to sleep, and so maybe I should move. It's a really pretty place, but it's very expensive to live there, so I don't know if that's likely. Some previous stream yeah, Carol drops in here from time to time. Some previous stream I found out Carol yeah, that's really cool. Um, my old boss's family lives in Arkansas, she's from there, and she, worked out of there for a while during the pandemic and stuff. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, okay. YouTube automatically removes subs by non-used accounts. That's good to know. They take away the Subway sandwiches too? Bad joke. Bad joke, sorry. Arkansas is cool. I've been to Arkansas once in my life, and I told you guys I was gonna wrap this up, but y'all keep saying cool stuff. I've been to Arkansas once in my life. It was when I was in middle school. It was when was in 8th grade. We took a, like, 8th grade trip to this, like, historical, educational, like, village type place in Arkansas, and I honestly cannot remember the name of it or exactly where in Arkansas it was. I do have pictures of the place, but I can't remember where it was, but it was basically designed to be, like, an old town with, like, a blacksmith and, like, stuff like that. It was designed to be educational. But what I remember most about it is that they, like, crammed all the girls into one, like, room with, like, one bathroom, like, for, like, 30 of us to share, and it sucked. That's the part I remember the most. But the blacksmith was cool. The blacksmith was cool. Um, I think there's a theory. We don't I'd have to look back at the genealogy stuff that my grandmother did, but my maiden name is Kettler, Kettler, and that is I think it's German for, like, chain maker or, like, blacksmith. So there's a theory that, you know, way back when, my family were blacksmithy type people. Hey! Room raid, pup groomer. Oh, cool. Where's is pup groomer on next? Are we going to see pup groomer? Is that the plan? Oh, that was supposed to be a question. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. I was confused. So if pup groomer's on, yeah, we can totally go hop over there. Oh, hey, Misha. This happens whenever you talk about winding up. People come in and say hi. I don't wanna go away yet. Hey, Misha. It's good to see you. Hey, y'all. Been a long day, but just wanna hang for a bit. Don't feel like typing, though. Just know each of you are special in your own unique way. XOXO. That's really, really cool, Misha. That's awesome. Thank you for that. I know you're going through your own stuff right now, but, like, you still find space to, share support with other people, and that's really special. That's really cool. Thank you. It's good to see you. And Crafty Witch just popped in too. See? I can't end yet. I just like more people just popped in. And this is how you end up streaming all night long. But I can't stream all night long. Oh, really? Your maternal grandfather was a blacksmith. So at some point, I can't remember if it was my grandmother or grandfather, but at some point somebody went and did all of the genealogy stuff and like traced it back really far. And my parents still have it. I should probably go look at it. At one point, they went over everything, but I think I was like 12 and very angsty and, I want to do other stuff. But I always found the fish skull really cool. That was the same grandparents. The same grandparents did all the genealogy stuff that had the fish skull. Yeah, y'all. It sounds like Pup Groomer is still alive. So go show some support over there. Um, and then after that, if you're still awake, go show some support to our friend Cricket over at Chow Yun Smut. She usually goes live like around 1 in the morning, but it varies a little bit. Last night, she did something really fun and did so her channel is like they call it the Denny's of YouTube, like the corner booth, like that you go to like after you're done like going out to the bar or the club or whatever, and you're just hanging out and relaxing. And so they call it the Denny's of YouTube, but she actually went to a Denny's physically and streamed from the Denny's. I thought that was really fun. That was really cool. Question from Warren. Warren brings me the questions. He's got good questions. Warren, question regarding future streams. If you lower your video resolution, is it possible the audio will play more smoothly? That's a good question. I'll try it next time. I would rather y'all be able to hear me better and me be a little pixely. I mean, actually, the pixely would be good for me because then if I've got like zits or something, it's not as visible. Good suggestion. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a try. Yeah, you were one of the people. Yeah, and people watching her stream like actually physically went to Denny's as well while you were watching. So Janet G went to her local Denny's and ordered moons over my hammy. That sounds really fun. Oh, and Maya, did you do the same thing? Did you go to a Denny's near you as well? Yeah, I thought that was fun to watch. That was really fun. And then there were loud people in there who would just it was very realistic. I mean, that's what happens at a Denny's. That is actually literally what my friend group and I used to frequent. Like after being out way too late at like clubs and bars, like in my early 20s, we would then hit up the Denny's or the IHOP on the way home. And then rewind further than that in high school, if, the theater kids, if we had a show night after the show, that's where we'd end up is IHOP or Denny's too. So there's a grand tradition of IHOPs and Denny's. Denny's. I'm not sure. That's cool. There were a few of us, one in California, me, Cricket, and Kim in Minnesota. So you get all the different I would have been the one that messed up and went to IHOP or Waffle House. Do any of you guys have Waffle House? Waffle House is like well, I have stories about Waffle House, but they're not for tonight, they're for another night. Waffle House has I have fun memories about Waffle House, though. You made your own breakfast. Yeah, you I saw you chatting in there the other night, Misha. I made our own breakfast cafe because 'cause I'm a You made your own cafe? Oh, that's fun! Because I'm a nerd and couldn't resist. That's not nerd well, if it's nerdy in the best way. That's awesome. I love that. I love that so much. That's a great idea. I've never seen a Smitty's Pancake House, Janet G. That doesn't mean we don't have it. Like, I'm in North Texas, so some stuff that we have in other states, I might not have in Texas. Oh, is there a diner called Black Bear Diner? But it was so late. And you in Sandy Wanny, you said that you have been to New Hampshire as well, and you appreciated New Hampshire. New Hampshire is one of my favorite places that I don't live, you know? Like, I have places that in North Texas where I grew up that I'm very partial to just because that's where I grew up and you have memories about where you grew up. But as far as, like, places to visit, like, the White Mountains in New Hampshire is one of my favorite places ever. It's very peaceful, but I like to go into the summer. I've never been so it's kinda funny. We go to a ski resort in the summer, and that's kind of the best time for me because there's not hardly any people there, and you just get to enjoy nature and the beautiful summer that is New England summer. Because summer here is sweltering, and you have to be ready to melt a little bit, but you get used to it. Alright, guys. Oh, your mom was from New Hampshire. Okay. Cool, cool. Yeah, yeah, his whole side of the family is, like some of them are on that New Hampshire side of the border, and the others are on the Massachusetts side of the border, and whenever we go to visit, we hop back and forth, and I remember the first time we went up there, that blew my mind because 'cause I've always lived in Texas where you have to drive an hour to get over the border, and I live in North Texas, which is pretty close to Oklahoma, and it takes a long time to get to another state, and it just blew my mind that we were just like, "Oh, and now we're here. Oh, and now we're here." I found that very, very amusing. All right, you guys, I'm getting links to share so that we can wrap it up, so that I can stop being loopy, so that I can be better about the sleep thing. All right. Since it's the end, sharing the lifeboat again with you guys for anybody who happens to pop up on the replay. And then I'm also going to share, let's see, she's not live yet, but she usually goes live pretty soon. Share, 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 copy link. Why is it so faster on the phone, you guys? Probably because I have a Chromebook and it's not like a computer. That's what I'm guessing. So Black Bear diners are a thing. The world what? The world's most northern McDonald's. I have not eaten McDonald's in a long time. I used to like it as a kid. I feel like they changed it up. I mean, it was never exactly, like, good for you, but I feel like it was at least kinda tasty junk food. Now I don't know, it almost feels like I don't know. Like, the french fries feel like they just have, like, french fry flavored air in them or something. The thing it has going for it, I guess, is that it's consistent. Like, you can go to a McDonald's in, I don't know, in Texas, and it will taste the same as a McDonald's in New York, you know? So if you like the consistency, I guess that's kinda soothing. Have y'all ever noticed that Walmart smell the same in every state, no matter where you go? Walmart smells exactly the same. I have been to Walmarts in my home state of Texas. I have been to Walmarts in Oklahoma, in Hawaii. All the Walmarts smell exactly the same. It's really strange. I am grabbing if she is still live, let's definitely raid her. I am grabbing Pup Groomer's link right now, right now. Yeah, it says still live. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm sharing the link, the direct link to the live. All right, guys, that's what we're doing. If you are still awake, please hop on over there with me to support our friend Pup Groomer. There's the link right there. Oh, and make sure to check out Sandy Wendy's new channel. Thank you so much, you guys. Thanks for being here. I'm pleasantly surprised everyone will show up here and hang out and stay and watch. Y'all are awesome. And thanks for sticking it out through my 7 minutes of talking to myself. That was different. That was special. Yeah, you remember the church lady from Saturday Night Live? Well, isn't that special? Yes, why is that, Walmart? It's terrifying. They smell the same everywhere you go. I think it's Walmart, Eau de Walmart or something. All right, guys, for real this time. Thank you so much. Y'all rock. Looking forward to seeing you over at Pup Groomers and then Chow, Yen Smut, or wherever we tend to frequent and see each other. Y'all have a great night. Happy Friday. Enjoy the weekend. Bye, y'all.